Hi, welcome back to the 8th section of our video course. So in this section, we will be discussing the different ways an administrator can extend their implementation of Salesforce CRM, ranging from customizations using tabs and applications, down to installing apps from the App Exchange. This section will discuss the best practices and the different use cases for each of the methods. In this first video, we will be discussing how to create custom applications and tabs in Salesforce. So earlier, we created custom objects within Salesforce. However, there is no way to access or manipulate the records within those objects. To provide users with a visual component to manipulate or access data, we can create custom tabs or even create tabs that host content from the web or a custom Visualforce content. So after creating these tabs, we can create apps that will group related tabs together. So in this video, we'll be creating a custom tab for our custom object shipment, and then we will be creating a custom web tab linking into a USPS site, which will act as a lookup page to any particular address that we want to verify. Finally, we will be creating a custom sales app for our organization that will host all relevant tabs together. So to start off, we will be creating a custom tab for our object called shipment. So let's first proceed to the setup menu, go to build, click on create, and click on tabs. So on the custom object tab section, let's just go to new. So first off, we're going to select the object that we're going to create the tab for. So for our example, we're going to select the object shipment. Next, we're going to provide the tab style for our custom object tab. A tab style is just basically a combination of a color scheme and an icon. So let's click on the custom lookup icon here. Select our custom tab style. So you can select from a set of pre-built tab styles, or you can create your own by just selecting a color scheme and an icon. So please take note that the icon that you can insert in the tab style must be a document within the documents section of Salesforce. So let's just close that and use one of our pre-built tab styles. So let's click on cancel and select a tab style called mail. So next you can enter the splash page custom link. So the custom splash page will greet our users and contain either instructions or overviews or just any general instruction regarding our tab. So this splash pages are custom web pages that need to be developed separately, either through an external website or through Visualforce. And then afterwards, you can create custom links that would link to those splash pages. So for our example, we're just going to leave that at blank. Next, you can also enter the description for our tab. So let's just enter shipment tab. So this is more of an administrative task since this is not seen anywhere within the tab and it's just basically used for administrators to sort of help with administering and maintaining this particular custom object tab. So let's click on next to proceed. So next we can select the profiles where our tab is visible. So from each of these different profiles, you can select from the three options. We have default on, default off, and tab hidden. So default on means that it's available immediately within the tab bar. Default off means that it's hidden immediately, but you can access it still through the extended tab menu by clicking on this plus icon here. Then finally, we have tab hidden, which means that this tab is entirely hidden from this profile, meaning there's no way that they could actually access that tab, either through the tab bar or to the extended tab menu. So we're going to select default on for a couple of profiles and default off for everything else. So to make it easier, let's select default off for this particular choice, apply one tab visibility for profiles, and then select apply a different tab visibility for each profile to handpick those profiles that we want visibility for this tab. So first off, we're going to select System Administrator and give default on. Next, we're going to give default on for our standard user, for our Western sales user, our international sales user, and our custom sales and custom support profile. On the converse, we're also going to make it hidden for this particular profiles, partner app subscription user, partner community login user, and partner community user. So these are all profiles that are pre-built with Salesforce, but however, we're not using it in the current system. So we're just going to make it hidden to cover all angles within our security of the system. So let's select next. So on this particular step, we can uncheck include tab since we want to handpick the apps that our particular tab is visible to. So first off, let's select sales, call center, and marketing. We're going to also make it available for platform app as well. So let's click on save to finalize our changes. So just before we click on save, please take note that we're going to retain this tab and append it to all users' existing personal customizations regarding their app. So click on save. So that's it. We have first created our custom tab called shipments. So from here, you can actually see it through the extended tab menu by clicking on the plus icon and going to shipments. So from here, you can access a list view for this particular custom object, or you can create your own shipment. So let's just go back to the setup menu. So next, we're going to be creating a custom web tab. So web tabs are basically tabs that don't contain content hosted by Salesforce. So this could either be a public site or an app like Google Mail or Dropbox. It could also be an internal custom web application or any application in the internet. Basically, web tabs contain any content available outside Salesforce and inside the World Wide Web. So for our example, we'll be creating a custom web tab that links to a USPS lookup service. So this lookup service will verify addresses based on their address, their street name, and their zip code. So first off, let's just go to create and go to tabs. Next, we're going to go to web tabs and click on new. Next, we're going to select which tab layout we're going to use for this particular custom web tab. So for this web tab, we're going to use the full page width, but alternatively, you can select 2 columns with sidebar, which means that the web tab will have the sidebar available for it. So let's click on next to proceed. Next, we're going to enter the tab label and the tab name. So let's select USPS lookup. We're going to retain the tab name generated by Salesforce. We're also going to select a tab style for this particular tab. And we're going to select the content frame height. So we're just going to select 720 since it's one of the most commonly used heights in monitors across the world. Next, you can also select the splash page and the description for this web tab. So for this example, we want to keep it blank and proceed to the next part of our creation process. So after declaring the tab label and the tab name, you can now start creating our actual tab and declaring the URL that would link to that tab. So on this particular URL, we're going to enter this URL from the USPS service. So just select this. Alternatively, you could also use the available merge field section to merge Salesforce data with the parameters in the link. So for example, if you need to supply the username, which might come in an email within the user object, you can merge that easily with the URL. So for example, we can select user and select email. So from this merge field value, you can copy that and merge that with the URL. So copy that over. So this means that the current user's email will be merged with the URL if they access the tab. So this could be very useful when tackling single sign-on within other custom web applications hosted in the web tab. So for our example, we're going to keep it simple and just use the URL. Let's click on next. So for this app, we're going to make it visible for all profiles. So let's just leave it at default on. Also, we're going to make it available for all tabs as well. So let's click on save to finalize our change. So now that's it. We just created our custom web tab for USPS lookup. So just to go to that site and have a quick view of it. So let's just go on the plus icon and go to our web page. So there you go. You can see that the USPS site is hosted in a frame within Salesforce. So please take note that all data is external of Salesforce. It just hosts a presentation layer level of integration and will not contain any validations or any data validations within Salesforce. And everything is externalized. So after creating our tabs, our custom object tabs, and our web tabs, we're now going to create a custom app to host our new tabs as well as group other related tabs together. So an app is just basically a visual segregation of different tabs within the system. It is not a data level kind of segregation. So this means that the accounts object in the call center will host the same data that is available for the accounts object in the marketing as well as the sales side of your Salesforce implementation. So we're just going to create that grouping or that app by clicking on Apps under Create and click on New to start creating our new app. So we're going to select Custom App and click Next. So let's just enter our custom app name, which is Shipment Management. We're going to retain the app name generated by Salesforce. We're going to select the icon available for our custom app. So let's click on Insert an Image and select Mojo. Let's click on Next. Next, we're going to select the available tabs for our app. So let's just select Accounts, Campaigns, Contacts, Contracts. Also going to make Documents available. And then we're going to select Shipments and USPS Lookup. Click on that. Next, we're going to select the default planning tab, which we will retain at Shipments. Let's proceed to Next by clicking on the Next button. So from here, you can select which profiles would have visibility for that app. So let's select all, as well as which profiles we will make this app as the default app when they log into Salesforce. So let's click on Custom Sales Profile and Custom Support Profile. Let's click on Save to finalize our changes. So just to take a quick look of our custom app, let's just open the app launcher and select Shipment Management under the Apps drop-down selection. So from here, you can see all of the tabs that we have selected for this app, as well as the custom icon that we generated and added to this app. So that's it. So we just created a custom tab as well as custom apps. So custom apps help provide administrator a way to extend Salesforce and further customize the Salesforce experience for their organization. By creating custom object tabs, we create a visual component for our custom objects that will allow our users to manipulate and enter data on those objects. Using web tabs, we can create tabs that will host external web pages within Salesforce and provide a presentation layer integration to different apps within the internet or within your intranet. Then finally, we created apps that group all relevant tabs in our organization together. So in the next video, we will be discussing customer portals, how to enable and configure them for our organization.